Isolation is a strange companion. You either embrace it or it consumes you. But when loved ones are gone, clarity can surface from unexpected corners.
Lonely times, lonely places have seen my teardrops fall. Lonely hearts, lonely places that stare at lonely walls. But with all these tears and heartaches, dear, I still have sweet dreams of you. And time's gone by when you were mine, my lonely dream come true.
So Katie, Sue, and Iris, my wife and daughter, are out of town this week visiting family. So I dropped them off at Grand Central on this day, May 20th. And they're staying this entire week. And then the following Saturday, I'm taking the train to Connecticut to meet up with them and hang out with my family for the Memorial Day weekend. And for those of you that don't know, Katie, Sue, and I are high school sweethearts. We've been together for over 20 years and have lived together for 16. I can count on one hand, easily, the number of times I've been away from her for more than a couple days. And my daughter? I've never been away from her for more than a couple hours, like on a date night or something. My wife, my daughter, and me. The three of us, we're inseparable. And I'm extremely grateful that this is only temporary, that I get to reunite with them when this is all over. But until then, busy, busy, busy. I'm the type of person who really enjoys solitude. Being by myself is what going to a concert or Disney World must feel like to other people. It's just the way I'm built. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that there was a part of me that really enjoys this extended period of isolation. You know, time to myself to process my thoughts, catch up on some work, but... You ever watch this show called Alone? If not, it's great. You should check it out. It's like a survivalist show where the contestants have to last for like months in like the Arctic or the tundra or some other harsh, unforgiving environment. I don't know why I like these types of shows so much. I think part of it is because it's like the complete opposite of what life is like here in New York, but anyway. The thing about this show is that the contestants are actually alone. There's no camera crew, there's no producers, and so they have to film the entire thing themselves. And so what often happens is that these seemingly tough, hardy guys go out into the wilderness to survive, and after a couple days, maybe a week, the way these guys process the hunger in their bellies, where all their thoughts revolve around it, it's the same way with how they miss their family. They can't stop thinking about that growing hole in their heart, and it ultimately wears them down. Now, I'm not saying I'm alone as all that. We do have FaceTime after all, but it's a poor substitute for a man's family. And so now it's been a couple days without my family by my side, and that hole in my heart is starting to grow. But times like these are exactly why hot and tasty noodle soups were invented. And for this occasion, I know just a place. All right, guys, story time. There's a young scholar studying for a very rigorous imperial exam that if he does well on, will skyrocket his career. Now, he's married, but while studying for the exam, he's staying on an island that's connected to the rest of the town by a single bridge. And every day, his wife, the loving and caring person that she is, crosses over this bridge to bring him his favorite noodle soup for lunch. The problem is that by the time she reaches him, the noodles are all soggy, the vegetables have lost their crisp, the broth is cold, it's just lost all of that homemade magic. But this young scholar married a good one, and his clever wife devises a plan to solve the problem. So what she does is separate the components of the dish from one another. The noodles go in one container, the meat and veggies go in another, and the broth is given a layer of oil on the top to trap the heat. And then, when she reaches her husband after crossing over the bridge, she combines all the ingredients in a bowl, resulting in a version of the soup that's just as good as if the scholar were home. And this is the legend behind the Crossing the Bridge Noodle soup, which you may have guessed is what we're about to get. Come on. This isn't the place. I was just using them for the mural. I'm sure the dish is great there, but I haven't tried it yet. And for the comfort I'm looking for, I need to go to a place that I know has a really great version. I will try that place someday, just not today. Beyond Flavor Garden. Now they've got an excellent version of those noodles.
One person?
Yeah, just one. Thank you so much.
I can't wait for these noodles. There's a select few prized hole in the walls where comfort is pretty much guaranteed. But near the top of that list is most definitely this place. All right, so they've started bringing out the components of the dish, and just like the legend, they're all separated from each other. They drop them off on the table one by one, saving the most important component for last, broth. So hot, the chef brings it to the table wearing protective gloves. And just how the scholar's wife did in the story.
When the soup finally arrived, they threw it all into the bowl, component by component, and the scalding hot broth cooked the meat, cooked all the veggies, cooked all the noodles. Just a wonderful, wonderful dish.
Definitely one of my favorite things to eat on 8th Avenue. I'm waiting for the broth to cool, and I'm like playing with the ingredients in the meantime. This like elegant dance of sturdy elastic noodles, paper-thin morsels of lamb and beef, quivering sheets of tofu skin, chopped green onion and cilantro, just providing that aromatic punch. It's like the flavor ripples across your tongue with every spoonful. I mean, this is the kind of broth that you know took hours of care and patience to build. This dish is simple. You know, it's humble, with like this warmth that slowly unfurls in your chest, like the steady glow of a hearth. And it could only have been made better if I had my two favorite people by my side. I miss those guys.
I keep thinking about the wife, the scholar's wife in the legend. Like, she could have just left the noodles the way they were, but she didn't. She went the extra mile, literally, in crossing over the bridge to get her husband a taste of home. I mean, that's how you know you found a real one. You see, love, real, true love, isn't forged in these grandiose Romeo and Juliet style gestures. It's in the little things that we do for each other. Those little tiny gestures that make their day just a little bit better. That's where love is found.
And I think that's why I like the story so much, because it's a real love story with how love really is.
You know, 20 years is a long time. And Katie and I, you know, the cliche is that we can finish each other's sentences, but like with us, it's been so long, we don't even have to say the sentence. You know, we have like our own language, you know, our own dynamic that's been forged over 20 years of being partners in life, you know? I am truly grateful for our partnership. It's everything to me. She's the one always behind this camera. You know, when I can't hold it myself, when I can't film myself, it's her on the other side of that lens. It's her always by my side through all of this, you know? I couldn't do it without her. You feel that hole in your life, you know, when that partner who's there by your side through everything is gone. You know, I just feel so fortunate that it's not permanent. Tomorrow morning, I take the train. I get to see her. I get to see Iris. I get to be with my family again. I can't wait. This is delicious. This is so good. All right, here we go. It's off to see those guys.
What lingers when loved ones are gone? In my solitude, I discovered there's a strange comfort that yes, isolation can be haunting, but if you listen close, it can also reveal the enduring presence of those you love the most.
Holiday weekend, man. It's gonna be a busy ass train.
Wanna know, where did we go wrong? Could we ever change this song into something beautiful, like the beauty that we've seen?
65, 23.
I'm asking you, lover, why do you have to be so mean? And when I call you on my knees, I'm asking you, lover,
Oh, I missed you. I missed you.
No, man.